Hi. Hi, everybody. There we are. Worthiness. Whew, what a topic. We're all born knowing that we're worthy. As little babies, we never said, "Oh, don't look at me. I've got fat thighs, or my tummy's fat, or I'm stinky." No. As babies, we cried and screamed, and we just expected to be loved. We knew that we were worthy. So, what the heck happens to us as we grow and mature? Where does our innate sense of worthiness go? What happens? Well, I know as a mother, I've observed with my own two children how they began to compare themselves when they went to school. Our educational system builds competition into their daily life with constant measuring and comparing and stupid prizes like Student of the Month, always highlighting one kid over another. We humans suffer when we compare. It's really important to realize and to know and to remind yourself that even though it seems like the grass is always greener on the other side, it ain't. It's not. Whew. That inner critic and shame is powerful. I've been reading about it all day and thinking about it, and it's really powerful stuff. Louise Hay writes that it can be difficult to not suppress your true self in a world that is so quick to judge and compare you to others. We learn from our culture and our parents, and we start to judge ourselves constantly because that's what we're taught. That's what we learn. And that's no way to live a happy and loving life. Louise says you'll be constantly chasing something that is untrue to your divine being. Or as Oscar Wilde writes, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. It's important to know, no matter where your self esteem is or your sense of worthiness or shame and all that stuff, it's really, really important to know and to realize that you can learn self esteem. You can nurture it, practice it, and build it, just like any other habit. But you have to believe that you can, and you have to believe that you're worth feeling worthy and that you deserve love. Again, Louise Hay, the queen of loving yourself, says that the key to starting the process is to recognize that self esteem, self worth, and self love is a seed that grows if you water it. What a lovely thought, yeah? So, how would we water the seed of self love, self esteem, and, and worthiness? We have to train our brain to think thoughts that support our sense of self worth. And we have to work through the shame to get there. Carl Jung wrote about shame and he called it the soul eating emotion. Ugh, soul eating, yeah. He called it the swampland of the soul. And as I was reading about shame, it's really incredible. One article said that the act of shaming is believed to have started about 80 million years ago. When people began to gather in groups, it was a matter of survival. If you didn't conform to the group, you could die. That's 80 million years of shame and thinking shame. But the good news is we're maybe a little bit more conscious than we were 80 million years ago. And if shame is a part of our humanity, but so is self love, and so is waking up and consciousness. That's a part of our humanity, but it's a part of our humanity that we need to set an intention, be aware of, and choose. We need to put ourselves on our to do list. And number one on the to do list, as corny as it sounds, is we need to love ourselves. So, how do we overcome 80 million years of programming? How do we love ourselves? Love yourself as if you are that new baby. You are that newborn baby. Love yourself as you would love your best friend or a puppy. Whatever you love so much, love yourself that way because you deserve it. You need it. If you feel guilty about the past, forgive yourself. Right here, right now, decide to forgive yourself. If you need to make amends, if you need to change your behavior, all that you can do. But in your heart and in your mind, Forgive yourself. Give yourself, give yourself a break. And remember that your thoughts aren't reality. When we're when we're feeling shame and we're feeling insecure and self-doubt, our brain will spin all kinds of negative narratives that will torture us. They're not true, those thoughts. Don't believe them. Don't believe everything you think. Don't define your life by the worst mistakes you ever made. Remind yourself that you're enough. We're all a work in progress. None of us has it all figured out. Perfection is a myth. Be proud of who you are and where you are now. Rumination is one of the number one causes of depression. Don't ruminate on all the mistakes of the past. Don't be anxious and worried about the future. As much as you can, keep yourself grounded and present in the here and now, this moment. And in this moment, remind yourself and tell yourself that you are enough right here, right now. If you're working through a lot of shame or guilt or anxious thoughts, a thing that I've done my whole life that always works for me is to write it all down. I'm a big fan of writing it all down. I feel unworthy because, and just get it all out. And look at it, and you can do the Byron Katie 4 questions. Is it true? How can I know that it's true? Who would I be without these thoughts? And then turn it around. Turn that around and say, I am worthy because, and tell yourself that story, which is just as true, if not more true than the other story. Tell yourself the new story. Practice it. Tell yourself a story that reminds you how worthy you are. I want to end this worthiness discussion with the end of a poem by Mary Oliver from this book, Thirst. It's called, Oh, on thy wondrous works I will meditate. And that's the very end of the poem on page 58. She says, flesh of the melon lately sliced open and eaten, its chill and ample body flavored with mercy, I want to be worthy of what? Glory? Yes, unimaginable glory. O Lord of melons, of mercy, though I am not ready, not worthy, I am climbing towards you. We're all just climbing. Some of us are crawling on our hands and knees. Some of us are flat on our backs, but we're all climbing toward worthiness. As Ram Dass says, we're all walking each other home. And I know for sure that in that home where we are all headed, there is no shame, there is no self-hatred, there is no sin, no evil, no fear, none of that. There is self-love, there is love for each other, there is worthiness. Worthiness is our birthright. How do I know you're worthy? Because you're here. Because you're a human being. No matter what your spiritual religious beliefs are, maybe you're even divine. Maybe you're an idea of the eternal consciousness of love, God, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's love. Maybe that's what it is. Practice worthiness. Practice feeling worthy. Remind yourself, I am worthy of love. I am open to love. And every day, practice the thoughts and remind yourself that you're worthy, that you deserve love. And those feelings of shame and doubt, rewrite those. Don't let those ruin your peace of mind and your life. Mary Oliver also says, to paraphrase, what are you going to do with this one wild and precious life of yours? Are you going to live it in shame, comparing? Don't do it. Don't do that to your beautiful soul, your beautiful self. Get out of the swamp of shame and swim in the ocean of self love. As a goofy friend of mine used to say, take a great big swim in Lake You. My friend Hal Sparks used to say that. If you're watching, Hal, how you doing? So take care, everyone. Love yourself. You're worthy. You are just as worthy as that gorgeous, beautiful, perfect person on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever. We're all worthy. I have teenagers, so they tell me how toxic TikTok is. It's comparing, yeah? Cancel culture. Ugh. I cancel being canceled. And I love being loved. Love and accept yourself today. Just radically accept yourself. Okay. Love yourself today, always. We're works in progress. Perfection is a myth. We deserve to be loved right here, right now, exactly as we are. Don't wait till you lose weight, get the job, get married, have the kid, accomplish this, accomplish that. That is all bullshit. Don't hinge your love on when I accomplish this. Don't qualify your love and acceptance. Love and accept yourself now. You're enough. You're more than enough. Give yourself that gift. Okay, take care.